have sanity is what we're hoping for.
Hello VR fans, how the devil are you? I am the Neuroformer, this is Brain Man VR. Every week I take you into a virtual reality game or experience and share with you my top 5 tips on how to get your VR experiences working that little bit better by organising your game space and what you have to hand so that everything is optimised. Today, it's a little bit different. It's the first time I'm going to take you into a narrative, a sort of 360 animated movie which you are a part of. It's called 1111. It's really broken some new ground and I'm very excited to show you it. So, without pause or hesitation, let's get stuck in. 5 quick tips to start this particular session that will help you, the VR enthusiast, get more out of your virtual reality experiences, whether you're using the HTC products, such as the Vive, or you got your Oculus, you got your PlayStation VR. I'm sure there are others available, but those are the top 3. There are various things you can do to get your experiences working that little bit better every single time you play. Number 1, VR is a thirsty business. Make sure you have water to hand. Being adequately hydrated will even make you better at the games you're playing. Usually I recommend tea as my second point. Today, because it's pretty early in the morning, I'm still on coffee. I stopped drinking coffee at midday because it sticks around your body for a very long time. Sometimes water's not enough. You need some kick, some pep. Number 3, depending on how hot it is where you're playing, make sure you get as much skin on show as possible because VR involves a lot of moving around, you generate heat, and that means that there's a threat that you might end up sweating from your forehead, in which case it drips into your eye sockets and steams up your lenses, which is no good at all. Number 4, make sure you move around in space. The more you move around, the more you give your brain extra expectations about what it's going to see, how the sounds in the world around are going to change in a uniform and predictable way, and that all contributes to the illusion of genuinely being present and immersed in that virtual reality experience. And number 5, VR is awesome. People are going to get addicted. It's going to start ruining their lives. It's already happened with flat screen gaming. There's such a thing as internet gaming disorder because people, quite frankly, lose interest in real life and only care about how they're doing in certain games. Interestingly, massively multiplayer online role-playing games are the world's worst culprit. But anyway, let's get stuck in. So today's experience isn't going to be a game. It is, I don't really know how to describe it. It's like being inside an animated movie where you follow different characters at different times. So it's an 11-minute experience, but then you go through it several different times because you're in this great big world and there are multiple different characters you can follow. And so little by little, as you go through the 11 minutes leading up to the end of this particular world, you start building up your sense of what's going on, little by little, little by little. So let's head back home and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Oh no, I've done this so many times. Lower menu button takes you between worlds. When you say go home, it says this is your home. But because I want to navigate between different places within the Vive home area, it's the upper menu button. And then when you hit go home, you go to what I consider to be home. This lovely little log cabin, which isn't even a log, made out of logs. So here we go, 1111. Let's get stuck into this bad boy. Yeah, so this is kind of new to me. It took me a while to get used to the concept that gaming isn't everything in virtual reality. It's okay to have an experience which is a little bit more like a movie. Yeah, and this is clever too. If you're facing the wrong way, this is a nice little device that I might steal for my own games, in the sense that it makes it very clear that if you're looking here, your peripheral vision there, you can see the chevrons are pointing you this way to get to the menu screen of the user interface. And same here. This one guides you to this one, and it basically tells you, look over, north, south, east, west, look in this direction. There's lots of games where I've ended up looking in the wrong direction, or experiences, and it's just by sort of wandering around in circles that I eventually find this interactive screen. So, English is my language. Let's start. Seated or standing, you know what I'm going to choose whenever I have a choice. So again, credit to 1111. They allow you to choose whether you want to go for a seated or standard experience. Sometimes it's seated only, but I stand up, and then you end up with your head bumping against the ceiling or whatever. Right, so how's it all going? You having a good start to 2020? I hope so. I had a great Christmas. New Year's Eve was disappointing as always. But here we are, back in the new year, getting fit, getting healthy, lots of New Year's resolutions that will probably not be fulfilled. So, first experience. Look at that. Pretty awesome, pretty moody. They've bothered to put some fog in. The water is excellent. Look at this. Look at the quality of that water reflection. Like, that's really hard to get right. Not just one moon, but two. Ha! Immediately telling you that you're not of this world. This are these roots? Is this a tree with a building attached to it? What is it? Is it a mountain? Is it a tree? Is it a building? You may never know. And then over here, of course, so this is the world. This is the world. So we've got some jungly forest over here. We've got some jungly forest over here. We've got sort of this is the docks. What's this here? This looks like a spaceship. That looks like a spaceship too. So it's kind of beautifully constructed, isn't it? Like, they've really taken care to build cranes. And look at the planking here, that's good. And you've got more cranes. So basically, different scenes in this virtual reality immersive theatre experience occur in and around here. And then there's some kind of goddess character with crossed swords. And then up there, bumping into the menu screen, up there, you've got more action. So this is where the elite live, up here. And this pyramid, or this pair of pyramids, does not come into it as far as I remember. But clearly this is the seat of their alien power. And sorry to labour the point, but they've even really gone to great efforts to make this 1111 sign look wicked, like that metallic effect. The way it reflects the light so nicely. Very, very good. So, prologue. So there's basically a character called Miro, a character called Laszlo, a character called Ava, a character called Burns, a character called Z, a character called Viola. To see Viola's story, you have to... I haven't seen the epilogue, but obviously I'm not going to do that in a review. So let's see the prologue. I don't even know what the prologue's... I've forgotten what the prologue's all about. So isn't sci-fi a TV channel? So they funded...
For as long as can be remembered, the island planet of Kairosilnea has been at war. For millennia, the scattered races fought over color and creed. But as populations rose and resources became scarce, the richest nations began claiming the poorest as their own. Their citizens were either killed in battle or forced into refuge, while defense corporations were made rich by fueling the bloodshed. Then, When there were no more wars to wage, the world's largest defense corp, Realtek, decided that money wasn't enough. They wanted control.
Whoa.
Realtek amassed an army and equipped
Realtek.
them with weaponry never seen before. The mercenaries tortured the nations of Kairos into submission, and the first stage of corporate rule began.
Corporate rule.
But after years of
It
tyranny,
happened here
a
too.
resistance rose from the ashes. The people of Kairos united.
Yes!
Enemies became allies.
Come on, Kairos.
And for the first time in history, they fought as one.
United by a common
Now,
foe.
with an entire world against them, Realtek has resolved
She
to
looks
take
pretty
drastic
evil.
measures. They've devised a plan that will see all life on Kairos burnt to dust,
What?
purging the rebels for good, while they watch safely from a floating ark in the sky.
Oh my god.
The last transport to this ark will launch in 11 minutes and 11 seconds,
11 minutes
just
and 11
before
seconds.
oblivion is unleashed on the
11,
planet.
11.
Those who can find a way on board will survive. For the rest, time is about to end.
Oh my god. That's shocking. I am shocked and appalled by the machinations of the Realtek corporate monsters. 11 minutes and 11 seconds. What? You see? Proper VR. You turn around and there's stuff going on behind you. Okay, so that's the prologue. Now, obviously, I'm not going to take you through every one of these because it would ruin everything. I can't do Viola because you have to earn that. So, are we going to do Miro's story, Laszlo's story, Ava's story, Z's story, or Burns' story? It dip sky blue, who's it? Not you, not because you're dirty, not because you're sick. My mum says that you are it. Laszlo, it is. Whoa!
Me! Go, you dirty drugs!
Look how
I
big he
need to get on
is.
that ship! Don't you know
must
what's
be
about to
like
happen?
8
There's no
foot tall.
time!
You shouldn't have left the compound. Now, give me the code.
I don't have the damn code!
Ooh,
Oh,
ooh, give him the code, dude.
if I
He's-
give you
he's
the
big.
code, you'll never get to the launch pad in time.
These riches on his
10
muscles.
seconds to decide. Die now.
You have 10 seconds to
Code
comply.
to make a run for the caves.
The caves are a damn myth.
Ooh, did it
The
just
only
change
way to
perspective?
survive is by getting on that ark. Let me go. I'll take you up to the launch
Look,
pad
there's the
myself.
upper pyramid. Uh-oh.
Ah, please! I just want to...
Oh,
Cover the
wow.
code.
Okay, fine. The code is Urso, Rafi, Lizanne. It's not gonna do you any good though. There's a whole army up there. You'll never make it.
Oh, look. There's a little kid.
Go. Go now.
What is it, Mira? Who's out there?
No one.
Can you follow this guy? Where did he go? You going here?
Mira, we need to move.
You need to meet.
So we could just follow Mira if we want, or we can stick with this chap. What should we do? What the hell is that? Whoa! Oh, where's he going?
I do not understand why he is helping us.
There's nothing in your hand, dude. Oh, there is
I
now.
hope this is not a trap.
Well, where the hell did you go? I forgot about that. Maybe I'll go and follow Mira. Oh. What's his name? Laszlo. He's up there.
How many
Laszlo's up
hostiles?
here. Oh. Ooh.
I count 2 soldiers in a sentinel unit.
Understood. And do you have the
2
device?
soldiers and a sentinel.
Retrieving it now.
It's interesting how they can cut
Laszlo,
scene
we're in position.
without it
Did
freaking
you
you out.
retrieve the device?
Because they fade out and fade in again.
Affirmative.
And the code?
Yes, but
But what?
at our hands if we go through with this.
A lot will die if we don't. If you
This is
need
good. All the
strength,
sounds coming in through my right ear.
remember Selenga's smile.
Now all the sounds coming in through my right ear.
And then remember who took it away.
So we're doing the real work.
The code is Erso Rafi Nazam. Hold your position and wait for the defense system to crash.
Uh-oh, watch out, sentinel unit. What are you going to do with that? How the hell are you going to fight that? Whoa! Wow! Whoa!
God damn it!
Wow!
Put it down.
Copy
You
that. Taking
are-
the ship.
Sick!
We're inside. Heading to the cockpit. Are the town gates open?
Access
by.
denied.
It's encrypted.
Laszlo, you have less than 6 minutes to get those gates open. Otherwise, Ranieri and the rest won't be able to board.
Santa!
What the hell is going on?
Oh, look at this guy.
Your unit is down.
Behind you! Look, they're gonna get you! Uh-oh.
Ariana, give me the wisdom to find the righteous path,
Ooh,
and the
burn.
strength to walk it.
Oh my gosh, you're killing your own punter. What's going on here? What's going on?
I still do not understand. Why, after all this time, are you helping us now?
I've spent my life respecting the chain of command, until someone I cared about made me see.
That orders have consequences.
Like never before. War is all I've ever known. But this isn't war anymore. It's genocide.
Is there any way to stop it?
You're wrath drunk. You've seen what
Burns,
Asa
Burns,
wants
do
to
you copy?
There's no hope for this world. But you can try to get some of your people on that ship. You'll never crack the code
Okay,
to
look,
the gate.
so clearly we've found the point
This panel
where
also controls the
Burns
cargo.
and Laszlo's story overlaps.
So,
Now you can go higher
Improvise.
by pushing up. Luckily, this is the good button. So we can go and look at someone else's story, a little bit of someone else's story. Goddess mode. Where the hell? So, like for example, we can go here,
I'm thinking.
get a little bit of her story. Ava in the tower. Ooh, what's this spaceship taking?
The other ships.
Hello, little girl. Who are you?
Ship 7, this is command. Do you read?
Command, this is Captain Orsel, Ship 7.
Oh yeah.
I
This
need
is
you
fun.
to stall launch and hold all other ships until my say-so. We are under attack.
Negative. Launch procedure initiated.
Captain, you will hold until I get control of my
Yeah.
ship back.
Do as you're told.
That's an order.
Negative, ma'am. You wrote the protocol. You know there's no going back now.
Captain, this is your last chance, or...
Or I'll cry.
I'm sorry, ma'am. We've crossed the point of no return. Weapon systems are engaged. Sequence is locked. We've approached 0 hour. There's no going back now. You're on your own. Ship 7, out.
Caution. 4 minutes until 0 hour.
What's going on over here? What are we looking at? What are we looking at? Let's go and have a look at the treasures. Look, this! You could so easily...
Traitor!
Whoa, what's Laszlo doing up here? Oh, wow. all the time to come and look at the nymph.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Let's go to the tavern.
Yes,
I don't want to spoil the story. Look, and there's some more action going on
it's
here.
why she did what she did.
Ah!
Follow the tunnel network to the temple. If you make it, ask for Erdolin. He'll look after you.
You're not coming?
No.
What's that?
I don't believe in the next life. But I don't want to fight for this one anymore. I've been at war most of my life.
Who are you?
I'm tired of fighting.
Gosh, you don't look very well, do you?
Besides, I'm old. But you're not. So get moving!
Oh, look, it's Burns.
Don't worry. He's not here for you. Condemning more souls, I see.
What is that
Soldier.
noise?
She's an orphan. She needs care.
Oh, it's a little baby.
Take care
Hello,
of
little
this
baby.
little one.
Her name is Ciara.
I thought you'd be on that ship.
So did I.
Why are you here?
Oh, that's gone.
I should have given this to you years ago.
Is it?
What is it?
A goodbye. The one you deserved. The day I took your arm, I also took something far more precious. 2 weeks
You
before
took
we
her
ambushed
arm.
you,
Oh,
I
it's a
captured your
robot
husband.
arm, right.
I tortured him. But I told him it could stop if he gave up his collaborators.
I know all of this.
It's so weird getting so close to
Came
these
back
people.
here just to
You
torture
can
me
get
again?
right inside their head. You
To
see?
remind me my husband sold
You
us
make
out.
eyeballs, you make
Sold
tongues,
me out.
teeth. Well, they don't
Ramsey
make
was
brains.
a tough man.
Same with this guy.
The things I did to him were brutal. He lasted 11 days. Then he told me he'd talk.
Eyeballs,
This
mouth,
is the
no
statement
brain.
he gave.
No need. Then they open their mouths to talk. You're not an open mouth talk, are you? You can obviously see the tongue. The eyes need to be move around a bit.
Minute until 0 hour.
My darling,
So who haven't we seen?
Fighting for is just. Then I'm willing to sacrifice my life for it.
Eyeballs, mouth and tongue.
So many have before me. I only have the strength because I learned it from you. Your courage in battle, your wisdom, your vile sense of humor.
Until 0 hour.
Vile.
You are with me every day, helping me to endure this war. I promised I would come back to you,
How do I go?
but I won't. I'm going to be executed tonight.
10, 9,
Uh-oh.
8, 7, 6,
Oh,
5,
Burns.
4, 3, 2.
Ariella, I am
Uh-oh.
Roy.
Uh-oh. Whoa! Oh, you're brave. You're just standing there and taking it. So who did we see there? We saw Miro, that was the little kid. Laszlo, that was the person we were following. Ava was the lady up there in the tower. Burns was the soldier. Z was the lady at the tavern. Viola, I don't think we've met. Now the epilogue. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Do not watch on, because I don't think I've seen the epilogue. And nah, that's ridiculous. I don't want to spoil it for you. Because if you say spoiler alert, people watch it anyway. So, we're just going to go back to the beach. Which means, you guessed it, it's time to fast forward. It's a wee bit nippy out there, so let's get back to the beach. 11-11. Pretty unusual. I have to say that game it's not a game, it's an experience. And that's the thing that catches you out, because when I first went into it, I felt frustrated that there was absolutely no interaction. Like, I'd want to pick things up off the table, and you can't, because it's more akin to a 360 video than it is to an interactive virtual reality gaming experience. Now, you know, they've achieved an incredible thing. They've created a world in which 6 different storylines unfolds in an immersive theatre way, where you can follow one or another actor, or just stay with one actor or actress all the way through. They've done motion capture, so the movements are very fluid, and then they've sort of tailored the motion capture to the they've tethered the motion capture to the animated avatar, and it looks beautiful. To go in and around, to get really up close to the action, where when the fight's happening, for example, you don't know whether, you know, the thing is going to end up being thrown towards you, or whether you're literally going to be caught up in it. Now, to begin with, if you're early in your VR play, sort of, let's say, less than 30-40 hours, you'll find yourself like really ducking when a punch is thrown in your direction. You sort of, you know, it's worrying. It feels like a 9-foot character like Laszlo bearing down upon you, that you're going to get clobbered. And it's sad that now I've done like maybe over 100 hours that I now anticipate that this is not going to be a problem. You know, I'll stick my head routinely through walls and stuff, and as you saw, into the heads of some of the characters to see what they'd bothered to create in that model, in that avatar, and what they'd left out. But I think whether you're an experienced VR user or inexperienced, I think you have to admit that they've achieved something quite astonishing. You know, by having a narrative that splits and then rejoins at various points. I've followed all the characters, but I always kind of give in to the temptation to wander off and then rejoin them later. So I'm sure I could continue to, you know, redo the experience beyond the sort of 6 main characters' story and find other bits. Like, for example, there's a jungle area, and I haven't seen anything happen in the jungle area. So clearly I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time. And you know, the solution there is to just camp out for the whole 11 minutes and 11 seconds and see what passes through. But yeah, so I think 1111 is a triumph. I think the people who made it should be extremely proud of them. The people who funded it took a big risk, and I hope they've recouped some of the money they invested in it, because it was a brave endeavor, and I think, broadly speaking, it's a great success. I'm going to do a couple more of these narrative stories over the next couple of weeks. There's one called Gloomy Eyes, which is pretty cool. I've already done it, but I'd like to take you guys into it. And then there's another one which caught my eye on Viveport, and I just thought, right, given how good Gloomy Eyes was, I want to pop into that one too. So whether I bundle them together or doing them separately, I don't know. I might bundle them because I don't want to spoil the story. Like, as with today, I sort of dipped in and out of different narratives so that I wouldn't spoil the overall story too much. I think I might just do like a small bit of both so that you guys can see it without really suffering any spoilers. So that's it for this week. Thank you very much, as always, for joining me. It's always a pleasure to be with you. Come back next Tuesday. I'll be here. If you'd like to like, I'd be very grateful. Subscribe, please, and do comment. If you want me to review anything, if you've got any feedback from me, whether positive or negative, just say what you think. Don't hold back. I'm a big boy. I can take it. Catch you later.
Live. Reality is amazing. Live. Much better. Reality is amazing. Live. Much better. Reality is amazing. Live. Much better. Reality is amazing.